Hey guys, Carell Cooper here with On the Black with some Friday Mets fans comments. And over at the On the Black Facebook fan page, Heaver says MLB would need to add 6 more wild cards for the Mets to make it. And Heaver's comment was based on a conversation we had going on as to whether or not MLB should add an additional wild card. And I think Heaver is kind of being a little sarcastic, but the sad truth is, MLB would have had to added at least 6 more wild cards, so there would have had to been 7 wild card teams for the Mets to make the playoffs this year because they finished in 7th place in the wild card standings. But in all seriousness, I do think MLB should think about adding an additional wild card team. I think that would keep more cities interested in baseball longer throughout the summer without devaluing the making of the playoffs. So I'd like to see an additional wild card added to the mix and 5 teams make the playoffs from each league. Next comment comes from the On the Black YouTube channel, and this is from Music Master Bass, and his comment is, "Mad respect for you picking the Yankees and the Phillies to go to the World Series, even though you're a Mets fan. Who would you prefer to win the World Series in that case?" Well, I did my predictions yesterday. I did say that I think that the Phillies and the Yankees will meet in the World Series again. If that happens, we'll see a lot of baseball yet to be played. But if the Phillies and the Yankees make the World Series, I probably would rather see the Phillies win the World Series than the Yankees. And I'm going to use the same excuse that I used the last time these two teams met, and that's because I have more friends who are Yankee fans as opposed to Philly fans. And so I don't want to hear it from my friends, and I also don't want to see another parade in New York for the Yankees. So I'd probably go with the Phillies, but let's see what happens, in this round of playoffs. And the last comment comes from Jeff over at the On the Black blog. And Jeff says, "Just like you, my greatest concern for the Mets last offseason was pitching." And Jeff was making a comment on sort of the video that I did on how the Mets pitching staff did as a whole for 2010. And last year I did say that, I thought that the Mets needed more pitching. Pitching held up better than I thought, but going into this offseason and heading into looking at the 2011 season, I still think that the number one priority for the Mets should be starting pitching, especially with the question marks of Johan Santana with his surgery this offseason and probably won't be ready for opening day. The only sure things the Mets have in their rotation right now are Pelfrey, Neese, and Dickey. Those are the 3 guys, so they definitely need a front of the line rotation guy. So we'll see what they do this offseason, but first they've got to get a GM and a manager. So looking forward to seeing how that shapes out. Let me know your thoughts, guys, on these fan comments on this Friday, and I'll talk to you soon.